The coronavirus pandemic is without a doubt one of the most impactful things that will affect any of our lives. With mass uncertainty, job losses and deaths, it's a time where we're all at our most vulnerable. Small businesses are being massively affected by the pandemic, with many having to go dormant and some having to close down for good. Pieface Theatre is a small business we were working with before the pandemic. They were supposed to be heading to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival this summer. Unfortunately, the Fringe has now been cancelled, along with many other events. Today, I had a conversation with Daisy Ashby Hawkins, the founder and artistic director of Pieface Theatre. This was to get a glimpse of how they've been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Here's what we found out.
These last few weeks have been insane. Like, it's one thing after the other, isn't it, really? Like, you've got so much uncertainty around everything, I think. And it's like, you don't know what's going to happen next week or tomorrow or...
Well, yeah, it's how... Were you doing rehearsals all the way up until...
Yeah, so we were... Oh, God. So we had a party, and we basically started rehearsing the day after. So we were all on 2 hours sleep, really hungover, performing in our pajamas in the kitchen. And it was really good. That was our first proper stand-up blocking rehearsal. And then we had one the week after. I think we did. I can't really remember. All the weeks merged into one.
Yeah.
And we then kind of sat down, and then one of us got ill, and we were like, okay, so even if it's not corona, we cannot have ill people in rehearsals. So we actually were like, let's just do a video chat. And then it hit. So then it went into lockdown, and I was like, shit, okay, so we definitely can't do rehearsals. And then I was like, all the girls were like, so is the London run still happening? Is the Edinburgh run still happening? I was like, treat it as if it is still happening, learn your lines, and I'm sure it'll be fine. And then it got to last week, and we had like a Cobra meeting, basically. We were like panicking, going, fuck, guys, what are we going to do? We don't have a show for May. And they were like, yeah. So, and I was like reading up on all my contracts, going, okay, so I don't owe them any money, but if I cancel, so if I cancel, I lose money. And if they cancel, I still lose money. So it wasn't really a win-win situation. So I was like panicking, going, fuck. And so that we were all writing very nice, gentle emails like, we know that due to the unexpected circumstances, you may not want to give us and all this kind of wank. And then they were like, yeah, it's fine, we'll give you a full refund on everything for the London run.
Oh, that's so good.
Thank fuck for that, because that was going to be like 200 quid that would have been completely gone down the drain.
Well, and yeah, 200 quid for you as well is massive.
Yeah, it's huge. That would be like all our costumes and props. I was like, shit. So yeah, we were panicking, and then we got to this week, and I was ill yesterday, so I was in bed and I just slept all day, and I hadn't checked my phone, hadn't checked anything, and I turned my phone on, and I have like 50 notifications from people going, Daisy, Edinburgh's cancelled, and I just went, what? And so the Edinburgh Fringe Society is actually a charity, so they obviously are non-profit, so they were very happy to give us a refund, and which was lovely. But they also said that they're happy to move our place to next year.
Oh, that's ideal.
Which is what I kind of want to do. I was like, I'm happy to not have like 500 quid in the bank, because that means that we've definitely got it booked for next year. And next year will be mental, because it'll be 2 years worth of creativity stacked up. You know, people will be booking it in November. So I was like, yeah, okay, let's book it now.
And donations and all of that, you'll have more time to get more money in and things like that.
I mean, I planned for it to not go ahead. So I mean, obviously didn't tell them for the cast. So the cast, I wanted them to still be hopeful and still put in the effort and the work. But on my half, because I was in it, and I knew that because usually when you're a cast member, you're not also a producer, you're just one or the other. So I was like, in producer mind going, well, why the fuck am I bothering to learn my lines, because I'm just going to cancel it anyway. So I was just there like sitting in my bedroom going, well, I've got a backup plan, but I'm telling my actors to do stuff that I'm not even doing, and I'm being one of the actors. It was such a contradicted mindset. I was like, this is not good.
Well, that's the thing. I think that's happening with everyone at the moment. Like, it's working out that backup plan, realising you can't actually change anything and basically, if it's gonna fuck you up, you've got to find a way to let it fuck you up a little bit less.
Yeah, exactly. It's trying to find, like, for me, I was like, how can I lose the least amount of money? So, like, yesterday I was, like, calling up the accommodation. I was like, that's the biggest expenditure I've, like, so far. So I was like, I'm calling them up and going, hi, yeah, so how much do you want to give me back my money? And then I was reading, I have, like, 50 million contracts. I was reading all the contracts going, okay, highlighting them, going, okay, they definitely can give me a full refund. And we'll do like a scratch theatre performance in like December, when I think theatres will properly be getting back into rhythm. Because I don't think that theatres will have a momentum for a good 6-7 months.
Well, that's the thing. It's theatres, it's concert halls, it's events places, it's all sorts, because everyone's going to be so rightly paranoid about it.
Yeah,
no one's going to come back, which is it's massively going to affect the whole industry.
I mean, yeah, so, I'm freelance as well, so all my jobs I don't have anymore, so I have no income, and I won't have any income. I mean, so, like, for example, a lot of my colleagues work for talent agencies, and the way you work as an agent is you get commission off your actors, but because, theatres are open, all productions are closed until September at the earliest, so no agents are any commission. And so they're all kind of a bit like, fuck. And I was like, no!
Yeah, that's the thing. It's so difficult, given, like, you're not going to be able to keep your job. You need to pay your bills, and also you're wanting to, like, progress your own company and things like that.
Yeah.
You're having to... the whole thing is making everyone rethink their perspective on money, I think.
Do you know, actors now are in a more vulnerable position than they've ever been, where they're not with other creatives, which is what they need to, where we all need to be, basically. So I was sitting there going, look, I made it a challenge for myself to write a script a day. So since isolation, I've written 11 plays.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'm so bored. Now, actually, when like isolation finishes, when we can kind of go out and socialise and stuff, it will be a great opportunity to make work, because no one will have a job. Well, most people won't. And there'll be lots of free time still, because offices and restaurants and bars and stuff still won't be open.
Yeah.
Public transport will be a minimum, but that's not usually an issue because a lot of our people are local. So I was kind of like, we've got a really small window where we can actually make some really clever content.
Yeah. But the people who will do the best out of this are the creatives who are using it as an opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing I've been doing. It's like you saying you're writing a script a day because you're so bored. It's like what better time to work on something that you weren't originally going to do.
To say it's a great opportunity to be more imaginative and be more inventive, because when you run a small business, your entire business revolves around what makes you unique, basically. So this has given us all a great chance to go, what makes us unique in a time where we are locked away from each other? Because social interaction is a huge part of business. It's basically what gets you the money, right? So that's a huge part. But now it's about focusing on what makes us unique when we don't have those easy ways of communicating. A lot of this is, I reckon, might shut because they would have lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
The Arts Council are doing a lot for freelancers and stuff like that, but I reckon a lot of theatres will have a big blow because it's just, tickets prices might go up, and that's what I would have to do. Like, if I put on a show, I would have to rake up ticket prices a little bit, because I'd be like, I've had 5 months without any income into my company. I've done fundraising. Like, I need to create a business here. Do you know what I mean? the whole of Edinburgh, I think, is an experience. I mean, that's why it's one of the most popular festivals in the world, because not only is it the hub where everyone who's creative goes, but everyone has the same love and interests. And you can be a theatre snob, but it wouldn't be right to be a theatre snob.
Yeah.
It's the moment where you go, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to watch something that someone's put time and effort into. You know, like, it's not like you're going to the West End and expecting to see the most polished performance of a lifetime, because you're already paying a fiver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You pay and you get, and sometimes you get an absolute bargain, sometimes you won't. And sometimes you'll see gems, and sometimes you'll see like one person that is just a big standout. A lot of shows get taken from Edinburgh and put into like the Soho Theatre, and they get put into the Trafalgar Studios because they're just so good, and then people just want you to watch them. And it's a great platform for anyone who wants to start up, and no one expects you to be, you know, the best, because if they do, then they're dicks. Like, it would be our first non-London performance, and it will be our first performance to people that aren't in our circle. So you kind of develop an audience that constantly attend your shows when you're in London. And when we were going to Edinburgh, we were literally throwing ourselves in deep water to expect no one to turn up, or loads of people to turn up and go, this is terrible, or this is great, you know. So I think we were really upset that we didn't get to have another kind of perspective that would push us out of our comfort. Next year will be so fantastic, and will be so much more full, and will be full of opportunities and full of more wacky artists, which is why you go there, isn't it? You know.
And there we have it. While in good spirits, Daisy was clearly disappointed that she wasn't able to go to the Edinburgh Fringe this year. Who wouldn't be? We all have so many achievements that we're striving for, and the Fringe was one for Pie-Face Theatre. What we can take from this, though, is that you can use the time you have from the pandemic as an opportunity. Daisy has written 11 scripts so far. By the time this has come out, she's probably written even more. Use this time to help your company progress. Lean on the opportunity. We will get past this, there's no doubt about it. The best way to do that is to stay safe, stay on it, and keep thriving. If we don't, the virus wins. Make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on all our social media accounts, and check out our blog, which we've been posting on daily since the beginning of the UK lockdown. Hopefully, we'll see you soon.